Greetings. This is Giddy, your Multiverse Ops officer. Welcome to Multiverse Ops again. Please hit a like and subscribe if you are enjoying these videos. Today, I am going to go over my main account. It's in Chapter 23. That's the end game for right now. There'll be another chapter in a few weeks, I think, at least before the end of the year. This is in October 2025 that I'm recording this video. So let's look at maintenance. If you don't have an in-game city, and you can see here in the knowledge tree, I'm all the way done with chapter 23. And if you don't have an in-game city, you don't quite know what this is like. It's awesome. It's worth the push to get there. Obviously, you don't want to burn yourself out getting to the in-game point, but it's really just checking on your buildings and whatnot, and doing the weekly spire and tournament. I've already done the tournament on this character, and let's see, how far did I get? I got 53 provinces, not too bad. I had a few military buildings that I set out. And if you notice on 54 and 55 here, I did 2 rounds because the second round you get 4 knowledge points. So to me, it was worth doing that. I stopped there because it just got too expensive to do negotiation, and it also wasn't conducive to fighting. You can see that my troops are not strong against most of these guys. So anyway, let's go back to the maintenance. One of the first things I want to do is I want to check my messages. Then I want to check the fellowship chat. Then I want to check my messages here. You can see their KP threads. Got a mage, so I'm not going to open that right now. I'm going to open that offline. That's for mages and above. There's sometimes you'll have a thread discussing different things that are going on in the fellowships and leadership issues, or things that you want to discuss as far as the direction goes. But for the KP threads, like this is 150 KP, I would donate to the next person. They want their TSOY, which is your thermal something or other. Where is it? Thermal Spring of Youth. Okay. So I would contribute to theirs and ask for 150 and whatever I'm working on. Here I have the Heroes Forge at 34. I want to get that maxed out to 35. The notifications, I don't really check all that much. Okay, it shows, I show KP that are donated just to make sure, everything is getting donated just right. Sometimes, we'll fill in a KP thread and then get distracted and not do it. So it's not that anybody's being dishonest. It's just, that you have people that just make sure that they're donating. Okay. So let's see. This is kind of small, so I'm going to expand it a little bit so you can see a little better. So I have my factories here, manufactories. So I've got my goods here. These are boosted goods. Okay, if you look at the thread, you can see the highlighted ones are boosted. If you look at the standard goods on the column on the left, you have planks, scrolls, and magic dust. So those are the standard goods. Those are what I want to produce standard goods with. And then sentient goods and descended goods, those are later on for those of you that are just getting started out. So you'll actually build, in this case, a marble factory for moonstone. And then you want to produce the moonstone because that gives you the benefit, so on and so forth. Okay, and I missed getting that before. Now I want to check my gold up at the top. So it's getting kind of full. So what I want to do is go to the trader and I want to, these are for supplies, and get goods for turning in gold or supplies. So that way I'm not maxed out in gold. I get all the gold that I need. These are my residences. These here, that's my scrolls. These are standard goods. Okay. And then once you get all the way into ascended goods, you'll have these 6 options. Okay. And this one was the um, sentient goods. Okay. This is the royal velvet. So I make sure that I hit that. All right. These things right here, uh, the workshops. I keep level 1 for like the daily quests from the seasons, and then also for the event goods. Now here I've got some 3-hour productions. I keep them all together so I can just run my mouse over it. Here's some standard goods. Okay, and again, you get all 6 when you get a set of goods. Make sure you click on the right one. Once in a great while, I won't. These are genies here. You see the dice above it. That means it's a random chance of getting something. You can hover over the dice to see the different ones. It's pretty nice when you get diamonds. See, I've got about 5,700 diamonds right now. So I'm just going to drag over the genies here. You get these in the spire, and oh, I got 50 diamonds. That's good. And let's see. I got some more. These are manufactories, just level 1 to fulfill quests and stuff. And any extra space, let me go to the builder view here. Any extra space, you can see the red buildings here. These are the manufactories. Extra space, I'll just throw those in just in case I need them. And then in the corner here, I have goods that are 24 hours. I have these are event buildings, so you get these as a reward at the end of an event. Okay, this one here. This was not that popular. I've got a combining catalyst that I could get, and then also ancient wonder knowledge points. So I'm keeping that for now, but that'll be one of the first ones to go if I have a set building, because the set buildings take up space. Some people complain about them. A lot of people complain about them actually. So anyway, and sometimes I'll drag my mouse over the buildings just to make sure that there's nothing that I missed. Okay, then I have some more 3-hour productions here, and I keep them all together so I can just drag my mouse across, and that helps. Now with and here's my Moonstone library. If you haven't crafted it yet, when it comes up, you definitely want to craft it because you get the spell fragments. You can see I'm kind of low. I'm only at 50,000. And then combining catalysts, 251. I'm sitting good on the combining catalysts. Okay, workshops. I've got a lot of workshops. I got 7, and the reason I do that is so I get extra supplies I could use the trader. Now here I only clicked on 2, and then I'm also almost full on the supplies. So what I want to do is, get some trades in. Okay, and I'm low on supplies, so now I get a couple more. Right now, if I max it out, let's see if I max it out. Almost. If I max it out, then I'm going to get the full amount of supplies, and that's not good. So you definitely want to get the max amount of supplies. Now, when you're advancing through the chapters, you may not want to do all that and have this many workshops. Let's see. But for Endgame, yeah, I think it's worth it to get the extra workshops because you get the standard goods. Now, these right here are, this was in a building that I got at during an event for a particular day. So I got several of these. And these are military buildings. This one gives the frog prince. It's not a lot, but it's something I like to get as many troops as possible. So here's another one right here. And I picked these because they are in unusual shape. And as you can see from the builder, I needed some space that fit these. and so they fit in pretty nicely there. I got some more military buildings that fitted here pretty nice. So, and these, I think these are military buildings. Do that or orcs, some kind of orc. Yeah, I have the orc warriors. So it's a little bit of boost for troops, and it's pretty good. Now let's check on the Magic Academy. I'll click on that, and I'm gonna make combining catalysts. My method is to make combining catalysts. Let me show you, and then also the inspiring meditation that gives me an extra 10 knowledge point space up at the top. So as you can see, I normally only have 10. This way, it goes up to 20 because sometimes I just don't check on it every 10 hours, and so that gives me some extra. So my method is to do one inspiring meditation at any given point in time, and then the rest are combining catalysts because I need those combining catalysts. So with the crafting, notice I have 52 minutes left. So this one is time booster. I love the time boosters. This one is the festival merchant, gives divine seeds. This one is very good when you're advancing through the chapters. At the end game, it's not good at all because you've got different ancient wonders that give you divine seeds. So it's not something that I'm gonna go for. This one, ancient knowledge points, 15. That's a good one, but it requires some broken fragments, as you can see, 8 of them. So we're not going to go for that. The portal profits. This helps with your settlement building. I never get this one. I don't. If you feel like you want to get it, that's fine. But normally I disenchant those. And here we have the pet food. Always need pet food, so we're going to do that. Now, if I wanted to, I could use time boosters. So this one's a 3 hour just to go through it, and that would it'd be pretty nice. So in case another pet food will come up next, I can get that. Now here are your sips of clarity. I've got 37 of them. I hold on to pretty tight. I'll go ahead and use one here. This resets your what you could craft, and I got lots of good stuff. Again, the portal profit I don't need. I'm going to anything that's 14 hour, 20 hour I'm going to get, and I'll spend a 5 hour to get that. And I have tons and tons of time boosters for 20 hour and 14 hour because of that. Ancient knowledge, if you have the resources to spare, I like to get those. Then we have a military boost building. This is in light and light range. That's okay. 4 hours and 30 minutes. I could use just a 5 hour if I wanted to. But I've got an ancient wonder that gives me a 30-minute, give me 30-minute boosters, so I've got plenty to work with. Otherwise, I'd use a 5 hour. And then again, I'll do the pet food, and it's 6 hours for the next reset. So if I remember to do it in 3 hours, I could set a timer if I wanted to. Then I could get that and open up that slot again. So got really lucky. I got lots of good stuff here. And then you get a bonus. You get a mystical object for every 1,000 vision vapor you get. You can see on this one, you've got 29 vision vapor. It's quite a bit. And so we collect this, and we got a sip of clarity. And there's an ancient wonder that gives me combining catalysts. I don't really need them as much anymore, but I'm going to keep the ancient wonder anyway. If I was really needing space, I could delete it, but I just don't like deleting ancient wonders. They give you nice Ricky points. As you can see, I'm ranked 37. And if it's important to you, that's fine. It doesn't give you any benefits necessarily. So, but it's just something to do for endgame. Here I've got my armories. At higher levels, they give orcs. And you notice I get some sentient goods. And that is from an ancient wonder. I think it's Pyramid of Purification. And so make sure, if you haven't done it already, go to your settings, options, and your count, and you want to check these two boxes right here, so you start your productions all at once. It's so handy. And it looks like, oh, I forgot to start my planks, so I'm going to get that. Sometimes it's good to go over your city, and you'll be surprised. Sometimes you'll forget something, and something like that. And I think I forgot actually these, so I put these manufactories all together. It makes it nice and easy for me. This one, it just fit nicely there, but the other ones I kept together. And just after a while, I know where they are. Of course, when you advance a chapter, you're going to reset your city and you move things around. Now I've got 18 knowledge points up here. What I'm going to do is I've got two accounts that are in this fellowship. I'm going to go to the alt that I'm playing on and go to an Ancient Wonder. And you get 10 if you have maxed out on your fellowship rewards points. You get 10 free knowledge points you could donate per day to a fellow. And I put 18 in there. And then for this character, whenever I have extra knowledge points, I'll put it into this character. It's good to trade knowledge points like that because you get bonus chests. I never donate to my own. Just never do that because I always want to get bonus chests on my alts. And you also want to balance things out between alts. You don't want to create what are known as push accounts where you're always just putting knowledge points into one particular account. Rotate between alts, between with who's going to get those and any given point in time. Let me show you. This is one of my alts that I'm pushing right now. So I go and I visit. This is one of my alts. Open up the knowledge points, and you can see that I've contributed to each of these. So what I like to do is this one I contribute to, and then I just go down the list. And then the next one, I think I already put a few knowledge points in. Actually, these are reversed right now because this King Conan, I like Conan the Barbarian, so I named one after him. I'm contributing to this one too, so I'm pushing these two next. Okay. And you can see I've donated 60, then I'll donate some others for my army of alts here. This is an alt fellowship that I have. I'll show you I've got 11 members. 12. I have, it's open if anybody ever wants to join. Sometimes I push chest. It's co-intelligence on Sinya Arda. I have like one extra person that joined. So I've got room for more. If you'd like to do it, that's fine. Anyway, so let's see. I think that's really about it. So maintaining is really good. You can see I've done the Spire for the week, and I showed you I did the tournament for the week. And these are all good things to do. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. Anything that I, glossed over. Oh, here are my troop production. So you can see these red buildings are the military buildings. I like to put them up in the corner. They're pretty easy to adjust because they tend to change shapes and sizes, orientations and sizes between some of the different chapters. And whatever I'm low on, I'll contribute. So I look and see I've got the sword dancers here. They're low, so I'm going to switch the production to sword dancers. Okay. And then the last one over here, we got the trading grounds. Let's check. And what's low right now are, well, it's going to be the Cerberus. What? Cerberus. Okay. Cerberus. I think it's Cerberus. So, sorry about that. And then we're going to switch to that. And there we go. My main hall. I've got this. Check and make sure I've donated to everyone for the day. It's going to come up in a couple hours. So I don't do that. You definitely want to visit all of your people, all of your fellowship members that day, and also on your notifications, you could switch and see like people that have contributed, and you could go down the list. This is pretty nice. Oh, I got my chests. I have it open for today. So I have a agent winner that gives me extra chests. You normally get three. I think I get six right now. So this is pretty handy. You could go through, and if it's yellow like that, that means they have contributed back to you, and you get supplies and gold instead of just gold. So we'll go through these. There's a lot of pages here, but it's definitely worth it. I'll show you the other way. If you're really bored and you want to contribute to all your neighbors, you could go to the world map and do it that way. This is a little easier because you're contributing to people that you know are contributing, and then the yellow handshake here will pop up on their notifications, and so they'll regularly give back to you normally. So we've got 19 pages of this stuff. Look at this. And so again, I hit up at the top the neighborly help notifications. You definitely want to do it this way because you'll come up on different types of notifications, and it just makes it a lot longer to go through all of these. So we're only, I mean, this is a lot of people that are contributing. This is a heck of a lot. You won't get this many when you're in a newer city. You may be in a less desirable portion of the map, and that's unfortunate, but that's just the reality of the game. You know, some people have to be on the edge of the map. That's just how it is. I think I've got on one side of my map is I'm at the edge, and I don't have a lot of neighbors, and I'll show you in a second what I do with that. Um, but we're out of 13, 14 out of 19, so we're almost done. And you can see at the very end are people that haven't contributed in a while. They have contributed. So if you see the green border for the handshake, that means they contributed, but it's been a while, so you don't get the supplies. You definitely want to contribute anyway, and hopefully they'll get you on the next time they contribute to their neighbors. But these all have contributed, so you definitely want to contribute back. Um, you just don't get the supplies because it's been a while. And we have some lag. There we go. Um, and oh, as far as what you want to contribute, I just go through. Sometimes they say up at the top, I just go ahead and do their culture buildings first. When it's up, if they have a builder, that I hit that first. But I normally just hit the culture buildings. Definitely, though, if they do have a builder, you want to hit that. Now let's scroll over to the map here, over to my east side. And you can see these Porsche gold mines. These are where people had cities, and then they stopped playing, and the cities got deleted. So you can still get neighborly help, but you have to go credit for these. You get gold, but you just have to go to the map to get them. So I normally don't do that because it's a little tedious, but it's something. If I need a little extra gold rather than spend an instant to get the gold, I'll go through this procedure here so I could get some extra gold for whenever I need it. And you can see up at the top, I'm getting almost maxed out on gold again. So it definitely, every little bit helps. Now, if you want to contribute to all your neighbors, which I won't do, I know it's kind of long, then here you go. You could open up your neighbors tab in your province overview, and then you could contribute. And this one is just if you're short on gold and you have the extra time, and you can go through all these. You can see I've got 50 pages of them. At the very end, there's the fellowship. These guys are further away, the provinces, but they're linked to me through the fellowship. But again, I go through the fellowship tab in the main screen to donate to them. Okay, these are 21 provinces away, 20. You can see there's just so many of them. I'm not going to go through them right now. So that's basically about it. You can check out the tournament for your fellowship. Here's, we got all 19 chests. If your fellowship's a little low in chests, you might want to do a little bit more in the tournament to help get them, all the way over there. Of course, you get your knowledge points about and other bonuses for, doing more in the tournament. So that's really about it in a nutshell. So it took a little while longer because I'm talking through it, but it's relatively quick to go and do your maintenance on the city. I do that a couple times a day. So the armory is 12 hours that I've got a couple of buildings like this event building that's 12 hours too. These other buildings are 3 hours. I don't normally check every 3 hours for some of these buildings. So, and you can see I've already spent 20 minutes making this video. So if you are made it to the end, congratulations. Please hit a like or subscribe. It really helps out quite a bit. So I really appreciate it. And y'all take care, and I'll see you in the next video.